Hey, it's Rick with Responder Support Services again. It's time for our next video in our series on managing stress through prolonged incidents. I want to start by reminding everybody that resilience through a prolonged incident is not about one or two special tricks that are going to do it for you. Resilience over the long haul is about your commitment to a chain of strategies that you're going to employ every day throughout this event. So the topic today is one of my favorites. The topic is humor. It's another sign to look for, that loss of humor, if stress is starting to get to us or someone else. If sleep is the first thing to go, humor is usually right behind it. Our first responder culture is famous for its humor, as dark as that humor may be. And if you notice someone you're working with who's showing less humor over time, stress is probably the culprit. Now, when used appropriately, humor is a great resilience tool on these prolonged incidents. The Journal of Physiology and also the Mayo Clinic, they both report on how humor stimulates multiple organ and neural systems that decrease stress hormones like cortisol, and humor is shown to activate the feel-good dopamine reward system, that feel-good system. The Mayo Clinic further reports that over the long haul, humor improves overall immune function. Stress manifests into chemical reactions that damage our immunity. By contrast, they find humor releases a series of neuropeptides that fight serious illness in addition to stress. So during this whole COVID-19 thing, there's not one of us that will not benefit from an improved immune system. Now, here's another thing about humor. It's reported in the Journal of Physiology. Humor somehow promotes learning. And this whole pandemic thing is new to all of us. And there's probably a lot for us to learn from this. Humor will promote that learning and set us up to maybe learn how to use what we can from this for a future event if we ever have one. Research also shows that people who see the humorous side of tragic events are more capable of coping with stress. Again, that goes back to our first responder culture. So using humor throughout a prolonged incident may allow responders and healthcare providers to better deal with stress, stay healthy, and thereby stay energized and motivated throughout this thing. It's going to lead to an overall greater response to this prolonged incident that we're all sharing in. So treat humor like a daily vitamin or a supplement. Do something or say something lighthearted throughout the day. Watch a funny sitcom at night instead of the news before turning in. There's tons of funny videos on TikTok and YouTube. At our Facebook page for my company, we're going to post a funny video 2 or 3 times a week. I saw something on Facebook the other day where a lady was staying at home with her kids, homeschooling, and they were starting to drive her nuts. And she came up with a really cool idea. She was starting to refer to her kids as her coworkers, and she was reporting every day on what her coworkers were doing. And one day she reported on how a coworker threw a chicken nugget at another coworker. In another post, she reported that one of her coworkers hit the other coworker with a wiffle ball bat and made her cry. So I find that stuff very humorous. Anything that makes you laugh or chuckle is going to activate that dopamine system, those feel-good chemicals. So dose throughout the day with humor. Boost your resilience and immunity during this pandemic response. Don't just rely on humor. Chain everything together. Use humor every day. Hydrate throughout the day. Use the sleep hygiene and all the other strategies we talked about. Chain those together to boost your own resilience and get through this as healthy as possible. Again, this is Rick with Responder Support Services. If you need anything or want to consult with us, feel free to call us 828-333-5708. Thank you.